Today's video is going to be a little showcase video, and we're going to talk about my buddy Mike's Thousand Sun that I just recently finished painting, what went into this army, and some of the cool stuff that I think is in there. Right, so this is a special showcase because the showcase videos, I like to make them because I work on a lot of like cool projects, or I think they're cool. But this time, one of Mike's friends was like, "Hey, I keep waiting for your project showcase from Mike's army. I wanted to see it. I want to see how you went into this." And I thought that was really cool because they're not the one that get like the most clicks, and they're not the most popular one. But since I make all my videos based off on like questions that people ask me, like, "Well, this is baller. We're gonna make one for Mike's army, the Thousand Suns." Which also ties into the next point, which is if you have like questions or stuff that you want me to ramble on about, just like leave a comment or send me a message. Find me. I'll make a video. I'm having fun about this. So let's get into Mike's Thousand Suns. So the idea behind this army is like a tabletop army, right? That you can that Mike can paint a lot, because Mike is first and foremost like a collector. Like he collects a whole lot of like minis. So this is the first batch, and I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more to come, and so he wants to get a bunch of them, and then he will get them painted as well. So a lot of the decisions were made, for example, in the Sangors, about keeping them like kind of like really down to earth and like maybe a little bit maybe like much simpler than a lot of the other minis. Like I think in this lot, I think there was like 20 or 30. So but you want to get to up to like 70 plus the dudes on the discs and whatnot. So getting if you end up like overpaying for those, it's really insulting, because then it costs a whole lot for like 6 points models or whatever they are. So that was one of the decisions, is like these guys need to be a little bit down to brass tacks, let's put it that way. And then the rest of the scheme is like a very again a kind of a quick scheme, so something that we can do in bulk, because there's still like in this army there's like 60 something infantry. And Thousand Suns has like 1,000,000 trims. So what I did is my patented no trim painting, which I'll make a video about the Thousand Suns. I have all the footage about this, so we'll make one on how to paint the Thousand Suns this way. But essentially, it's just you get the gold all done, and then you kind of paint between the lines, and you get this like metallic blue color that I really enjoy. The flame effect is also kind of I guess a little bit uncommon, because a lot of the Thousand Suns people, they go blue or turquoise, like a green turquoise or a blue turquoise essentially, or bright green even, on the flames, because it contrasts really well. But Mike's favorite color is orange, so we went with orange, and I would have done that regardless, because it's client specificity, you kind of abide, but it turned out really, really cool, because it makes the model really a little bit more monochromatic, but then the blue and the burgundy from the burgundy purple from the cloaks really, really stands out, and I love that look. That instead of having like all this glowy, all the glowy things in like all the flames, and you kind of lose the rest of the mini for the flames, because that's the the big bold part. Now you get to see the mini, and also the flames are kind of cool looking because they're all bright orange. So it turned out like a kind of a happy accident type of thing, whereas that was not really the original intention. But then once I did a few, I was like, oh, this is gonna work. So that was a really cool thing. And then the other kind of aspect is balancing out the Thousand Suns, like the rubric stuff and the non-rubric stuff, because we went with like a metallic blue. You can't really copy that color into some other aspects of the army, like the Mutalit Vortex Beast. There's an X somewhere, and I think that's the right one. You can't really have the same blue on this model, and same thing, I can't do like really the skin of the Sangors in the metallic blue, because then it just looks wrong. So you have to I found like a color that I liked that was kind of similar, and then by matching all the other colors exactly, like the gold's the exact same gold, the orange the exact same orange, burgundy, and so on, you get something that's close enough. Even though it's different, it's kind of close enough. And then for the beasts themselves, like the Mutex Vortex beast and the spawns, will also use the same burgundy, but to kind of like shade the skin. You get like a really interesting looking effect, like a little bit of demonic, but it keeps all the colors that we're using, because it's the same blue from the army and the Sangors, and it's also the same burgundy from the cloaks. But you know, you don't have a cloak, you don't have the same. So it's really kind of all the goal is really to tie it together, and then again we're using the same gold and the same bright orange across the you know the beast has like a whole lot of like surface, like with the little sun that it's carrying and stuff. And then obviously the last piece is of course Magnus. So again, Magnus, we're not going for, you know, like a one insane display guy that would be, you know, like a $600 Magnus by itself. We're really looking for just above the rest of the army, but still kind of matching. Well, the first thing you'll notice, obviously, is he's not actually red. He's in the same burgundy as the rest of our army. I think that's like a very easy concession, because it's still it's undeniably Magnus, but because he's not like a because the red is nowhere in the army. That's my main thing, and so it's really easy to get like a Magnus in a Thousand Sons army and not this is the Magnus for this Thousand Sons army. Like I want him to be part of the army, even though he's, you know, a one-eyed, insanely large giant with wings. I still want him to be part of the army unmistakably. So using the same kind of colors in him rather than just going like reddish pink. He's usually more pink. To which a big gripe with that, if you don't have like pink elsewhere, having like a big pink giant is, I don't know, that's, we're not going there. And then the one thing I thought would be interesting is doing a little galaxy effect in the wings. I wanted to dabble with that. I thought there's a million ways you can do with the wings. I just like the galaxy effect. I thought it was a cool thing and kind of make this Magnus kind of unique. And also it allows me to keep the wings mostly dark, and that ties in with the fact that his skin is a lot darker than the classic like reddish pinkish. That was kind of the choice. I'll also probably make a video of the galaxy, because I did it a really kind of like a very easy way to do it. So and then the only detail that I'm still, you know, to this day debating is doing the little, like, there's filigree in the wings, and we opted not to do them because it keeps the whole theme dark, and it doesn't add too much to have like glowy orange runes in the wings, because the hand's already glowing and then the staff's already glowing. So I think I think if we would have done it, it would not have looked bad, but it doesn't add too much. This is an army that looks really nice as an army, and I think everything, you know, fits together. So this is one of my, what I call like bread and butter projects. This is what I love to do. I can paint these armies, you know, all day, every day, which is, you know, kind of a little bit of what I do, actually. So thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed and found this useful, be sure to subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments if there's anything else you would like me to talk about. I make all of these videos based on the questions from you guys.